Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Today, we're going to talk about the verb to nab. Now, the verb to nab is a synonym of to catch. To catch. So, let's go over a few examples. The detective nabbed the criminal. He caught the criminal. But we don't always use it in a criminal kind of way. For example, I managed to nab the last piece of cake. I managed to catch the last piece of cake before someone else did. The teacher nabbed the student who was trying to sneak away early. So in this case, it is all about authority. Another one might be, oh, I see my neighbour passing by. Let me just nab him quickly because I need to talk to him. She nabbed the opportunity to talk to the boss. The security guard nabbed the shoplifter. I'm going to nab that parking spot before anyone else does. And the journalist nabbed an exclusive interview with a celebrity. Let me just nab that taxi before it disappears. So there we are, to nab. To nab. So it's a very common verb, that. To nab. Yes, very common. Very common. And the photographer yesterday nabbed some pictures of our Queen, Queen Camilla, as she was going to see King Charles. Now, just so that you know about King Charles, people are beginning to worry about his health because he's still in hospital. He's been in there for, I think, 3 or 4 days now for what should have been a very simple operation, a prostate operation. But his release has been delayed and nobody knows why. So everybody's beginning to kind of get a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, he is 75. So we don't know what's going to happen with that, so I'll keep you updated if I get any other news. And in the meantime, let me just tell you about my flu jab. So as you know, I went to the centre yesterday to get my flu jab. I received my invitation and I got my flu jab and my COVID booster, and I have to say my arm is very sore today. It feels like it's been hit by a truck, to be honest. And they told me not to worry, that everything should be fine. That everything should be fine. I mean, last night I felt a little bit tired, but aside from that, I felt fine. So I asked them, I said, what is this booster that you're giving me? And she said, oh, it's Moderna. This is the brand name of the COVID medicine. I said, oh, really? She said, yes, yes. And she handed me a leaflet. And as I've mentioned before here in these podcasts, here in the UK, when you go to the doctor or when you go anywhere with regards to medical checkups or to receive treatments or medicine, you're given a leaflet, and the leaflet always begins with now that you have. So, for example, if you have cancer, you're given the leaflet, now that you have cancer. And you're supposed to open it and read it. Now that you have whatever illness it is, you're supposed to spend time studying it. It's very funny because they have these for everything. When I got diabetes, I was given these leaflets, now that you have diabetes. But over the years of my life, I think I've had many of those, now that you have the flu. So, of course, yesterday I was given the one, now that you have had the flu jab, telling me what to expect, what side effects to expect. And the other one they gave me, now that you have had, now that you have had your COVID booster. And inside they have a picture of this man lying on a chair with an oxygen mask. Thankfully, it was nothing like that. And it went on to say, to avoid looking like this, you should make sure that you have your COVID booster regularly. Yeah, once you're over 50 here, you don't have to pay for the flu jab either. So it was offered to me free. And about the COVID booster, that was also free. These things are operated by the local governments, so they're not free in every part of the UK, but they're almost certainly all free here. I think the hardest part was actually trying to leave. I mean, they gave me the injection, and then they told me that I had to sit for 10 minutes at the other side of the centre. Just to make sure that I was okay. So I thought, okay, yeah. So I'm sitting there and looking around the basketball court, this makeshift place, vaccination center. And as I'm looking around, I thought, oh, well, 6 minutes gone, so I might as well lift my bag and leave. So I lifted my bag. I shuffled towards the door because I was aware that there were a group of really large nurses staring at me. Well, there was a group of really large nurses staring at me. I got to the door and one of them said to me, "Where do you think you're going?" I said, I thought I'm all finished here." She quipped, "You were told to wait 10 minutes. I said, "Yeah, but it's been 6. "Well, you can wait another 4. It won't kill you," she quipped. And she kind of like ushered me back to the seats. So I thought, oh, I didn't realize I was being watched. So I went and sat down. I waited 5 minutes, and by that time, they all seemed distracted because someone else had collapsed in the corner. And I felt, oh, this is a good time for me to escape. So I quickly got my bag and my coat, and then I left. Speaking of trying to escape places, I see that there's a monkey has escaped from a zoo in the Highlands of Scotland, and there's currently a great manhunt going on to try and retrieve it. And we've all been told that if you see it, make sure that you don't go near it. Well, I don't know why. I don't know what those things can do. I mean, it looks harmless enough in the picture. Oh no, oh, it's quite scary, isn't it? I wouldn't like to come face to face with a monkey, especially if it looks a little bit angry or hungry. It says here that the Royal Zoological Society of Scotland, I didn't even know there was one, RZSS, said it had assembled a team to recapture the animal. Members of the public are warned not to approach it, but to contact the Zoological Society with information. Oh, it is big. My goodness me. Yeah, the alarm was raised when the monkey was spotted in gardens in a nearby village. One of the villagers said he was having a lazy Sunday morning, that probably means drinking, when he read on a local Facebook group that the village had an unusual visitor. He said he looked out the window and there it was, as proud as Punch. And that's what we say when people, or in this case animals, stand in a public place without fear. Or, let's see, one of your colleagues gets an award. Some people might say he's strutting around like a proud cock. You know, the male chicken, the cock, the rooster. Yeah. And other people might say he's standing there as proud as Punch. Apparently, the monkey was standing against the fence eating nuts. Oh, well, that's nice. At least he had something to eat. And these nuts had fallen down from one of the bird feeders. Yeah. He told the news, he said the monkey looked a bit shifty. That just means it looked like it had done something wrong and was looking to run. And if someone looks a bit shifty, it could be a criminal or someone waiting to do something wrong in a criminal sense. And then he says, the monkey, I mean, it looks like an ape here in this picture. It's huge. He says, I wandered around the garden a bit. Oh, no, wait, sorry. It wandered around the garden a bit. Um, we thought he'd gone. Oh, he's calling the animal him. I think I would have preferred to refer to the animal as it. And anyway, we don't know the sex of the monkey. It doesn't say here if it's a boy or a girl. So I don't know why he's saying he. But anyway, um, according to this report, it says he wandered around the garden a bit. We thought he'd gone, but he came back and then he went up to the bird feeders trying to get into them. He was having a really good go. Well, it's an ape. I don't know why he didn't just take the bird feeder, smash it to the ground and eat from it. That's what I would have done. I don't know how intelligent they are. Darren McGarry, head of living collections at the RZSS, head of living collections. So here's the manager in charge of living collections. Head of living collections, as opposed to the man in charge of dead collections? The head of living collections said if members of the public encounter the macaque, it's a type of monkey, they should contact this email with more information. Contact this email. I think if I see it hitting someone over the head and carrying them away, I'll be calling, I imagine, number 999, our emergency number. It's really funny. One of the things which people here who are learning English, non-native speakers, one of the things that they always laugh about is the way English people react in an emergency. So, for example, I heard that last week in an English class, there was a lot of laughter because at the college, all of the non-natives were sitting there and the teacher was saying, this is what you do in an emergency. You find someone to help first who has a phone. Excuse me, it seems there is an emergency. Excuse me, it would appear there has been a car crash. Would you mind calling the emergency number? Very English, that, isn't it? It seems there's been a car crash and there's like bodies everywhere. It's very British. We don't react well in emergencies or in any situation, I think. So this group of non-natives who were studying English couldn't understand. They said, why would you be so calm? You shout help immediately and you rush to the nearest person. And the English teacher was telling them, oh, no, you don't want to cause a panic, You quietly stroll up to someone. Quietly stroll up to someone. Can you imagine you witness a car accident and you stroll up to someone? Excuse me, there seems to have been an accident. Very British. Yeah, very British. Well, that's it from me today. So I hope you found this helpful. To nab. So maybe a good example with this monkey on the loose, you could say the police or the zoological society, the head of living operations, is trying to, or they are trying to nab this monkey as quickly as they possibly can. You also can say the spectator, he managed to nab a photo of the monkey. And there we are. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let's talk again soon. See you. Bye.